the same build that we've already been playing, that Matthew Folks build, except we're trying Rakili Phoenix over Chandra because, on a personal level, Chandra has constantly underwhelmed me while Rakili Phoenix has constantly impressed me. I think this card is pretty close to, if not as good as Hazoret. So that's the main reason I want to try this particular build. There's also a build I want to try that actually has like 4 Phoenix, 2 Hazarets, and 4 Glorybringer main. But we'll probably save that to another day because I'm not quite sure how I want to fill out the rest of the deck. I don't know whether I want to go 24 lands or whether I want to go like 23 with Lannery. Yeah, I put a little bit more thought into that and a little bit more thought into the sideboard packages like that, but it is another deck I want to try. Probably be the next red deck I try, unless, you know, like some random 5-0 list or PPTQ list just jumps off the page at me. Will I ever be good at MTG? It is certain, says the lying 8-ball. Not saying it's lying about that, it's just calling it a liar in general. How you doing today, young James? Go ahead and play first, and this hand's atrocious, but I'm not really going to mulligan a 1-drop and a 2-drop. Sad thing is, I probably need one of my 11 removal spells, and I probably need 2 action spells, so like my next 3 drops, or my next 3 spells probably need to be pretty good. Oh, cool. And it's some kind of mirror match. So always attack first in these situations to see whether they want to waste their time using a shock or whatever. Because like they're not going to shock this if you have mana up. I have a pretty cool servo deck I'm planning on playing at Friday Night Magic. Hit us with that Gucci Link, son. No, don't kill Bay. And cool, another land. Well, that extra land's exactly what we wanted for sure. I wouldn't mind seeing it. I'll try anything. I actually wanted to play Red Black Control at Friday Night Magic today, but I ended up not owning the card, so I can't. And now we play the game of please don't let them have Vraska's Contempt or double removal spell. Considering we have no other action. Cool thing is they don't even need double removal spell. They can literally just have an untapped land, block the Phoenix, pay 4, and then like untap and shock. Or they could just have like their own Phoenix or something. All things that I'm not going to beat. Who has more Phoenixes? Yes, I do. Hey, now, what's up, man? Long time. But yeah, this isn't going well. Well, I can't block because he's basically telling me he has a removal spell. Oh, so there's some kind of like aggro list? That's not really what I was expecting. That's kind of interesting. So this little thing's not going to get to block for sure. I saw a few servo lists that I really liked. I had a couple that beat the tar out of me. I Kinda just want to kill this and send everything. But if I do that, that turns on Fatal Push. What's the odds that a deck that's this heavy red's got Fatal Push? I think I'd rather save the shock maybe for this on a following turn. Maybe I should have used it on Earthshaker Kenra. And just let this block, but that seems bad. So unless he has like Lightning Strike and Shock, I don't think he can be lethal next turn. And as long as we hold this Shock, I don't think he's lethal either. So I could kill this, which would save this, or I could just throw 2 damage at their head. I think I just want to kill this still, because it represents a potential extra 4 next turn. They're going to have some kind of removal spell, though, is the problem. Like, it's pretty easy for them to have some kind of removal spell here. That's the big problem with that. Yeah, I should have definitely made this not be able to block. Choosing the Thopter was really bad, but if I choose the Thopter, he just gets to prevent 4 damage. Not sure. We get to buy back to Kenra now. We have double attacking Phoenix, which is pretty nice. So that doesn't kill me. Not real worried about something that doesn't kill me. And he's leaving himself dead on board to the land in my hand that he doesn't know about. And he doesn't know about it, so I guess he can't play around it. This hand's not good enough. I mean, what's he supposed to do? He can't really play around things that he doesn't know about. I felt like when he had a Phoenix and we had no removal spells in our hand, that like he could have just like blocked forever and outdrew us. But maybe the game doesn't actually play out like that. Maybe I'm just like very, very wrong. I'm not actually sure. So in the mirror matches in the old version of this deck, I would take out the 2 Chandra. I would also take out the 4 Crasher. I would also take out like a couple strikes, and I would always bring in the Pias, the Harvesters, which Harvesters is really good versus Rekilling Phoenix, the Braid, and the Magma Sprays. But I kind of don't want to take out the Phoenixes anymore. Kind of want to keep a couple copies of the Phoenix in. I think there's an argument that I could want all 4 of them in. And I have no idea what to take out. Just have no idea what to take out in this scenario. I think I'm going to take out 1 Soulscar Mage and 1 Lightning Strike. Maybe both Lightning Strikes. Maybe a Karl Zev and a Lightning Strike. I want to try a couple Phoenixes in the main deck in this match. I've been wanting to try them ever since I built this build. We still have 11 removal, which I think is fine. Who said it was a bad card? What's the record? Lucas, I don't know how to use spreadsheets. I'm not intelligent enough, so I can't really tell you. And also, the lists have changed so drastically, and like some of those first 8 days, Ramian Runes was still legal. So like, I don't know what the record. It's like it's not really useful because like there's been a ban that's happened. There's you know, the list is constantly changing. The sideboard's constantly changing. I'm not like I generally change the deck a fair amount between each league. But those 8 days go all the way back to pre-bans. So like adding in those numbers is probably irrelevant. This is our first game of this list, so the first game with us trying Phoenix. Again, I think I have to keep this hand, but I don't think this is the hands that you typically want here. You typically want one of your 4-drops to try to like close a game, and we just don't have that. We're just going to play a Soulscar Mage kind of early and be sad. If he doesn't have a removal spell and doesn't have a counter, it at least holds the Beaumont back. But he does have either of those. I either take 1 damage or I take 3, depending on which one of them he has. Yeah, so that works out. These black builds of the deck are kind of interesting. I want to revisit the black build of the deck at some point without the actual black cards in the sideboard. Like, the only black thing I want in the deck is Scrapheap Scrounger. And potentially, and I'm not even sure, but potentially I may want like an Angrath in the board or something. I feel like I need to kill this, but taking 3 damage is a lot of damage. And if I kill them both, it just like sets this up. When I do revisit the black deck, I have to actually put some thought into how I want to revisit it, because if basically, I have to think about Firebrand versus Soulscourge, because I think Soulscourge is very good. I think Firebrand's pretty good, but like Firebrand has such synergy with this thing that it might just put it over the top. There's a Hazoret. Go ahead and kill that before he has an option. And we'll play our favorite blocking Earthshaker Kenra. And by blocking, I mean it's going to activate our Eversphere Harvester. Could have also just played the Harvester and attacked with this and saw if he blocked, but I don't feel like he would have blocked. And I feel like if I used a shock on the Beaumont in a spot like that, it may even worry him out of blocking. Or attacking. I feel like if he attacks here, he pretty much definitely has a removal spell. Yeah. So I feel like he doesn't have a removal spell now. That would have been a beautiful top deck of just another shock. Like, how happy would we have been if that was a shock? I feel like we would have gotten Mooey excited. We'll try to get some damage in here. Could potentially even be hard for him to block. He's only played 1 removal spell though, so I think there's a high likelihood that this thing's just going to die. We'll go ahead and use my energy then. Yeah, this thing's going to die, or he would just be preventing 5 damage. Maybe this was a misplay. Maybe I should have just waited till I had a removal spell. Yeah, that could have been a misplay. Yeah, it was almost certainly a misplay. I didn't think about the Scrapheap Scrounger because I'm not a... That had to be a misplay by me. You don't normally see cycle lands in that deck. Yeah, no, Hour of Glory is really good. The thing is, I just didn't really want to play a bunch of swamps. I wanted to play like 4 Dragon Skull summits and like 2 swamps, so I was afraid of putting any black cards in my deck because I was afraid I would just, I was afraid I would have just like not be able to cast them. Luckily, I have a stop in my beginning combat phase because I damn near forgot to discard the mountain. Like, I damn near forgot to discard that mountain. That's insane how close I came to forgetting that. They're just busy chatting, not paying attention. Rip. So this kind of like just tells him that I have a removal spell now, because I wouldn't attack when he's got an attacker in play if I didn't have the removal spell. So now hopefully we just let Hazoret do Hazoret things. That's pretty good, because he can pump this up to a 4 now. I'm certainly going to block if he attacks. Yes, he can buy his Fang back, but I don't want to take the damage, and this coming back as a 4/4 is better than it being a 2/1 anyway. So, like, worst case scenario is we draw a dead land and we get a 4/4 out of it. Best case scenario is we find something better than Earthshaker Kenra. Which, spoiler, we did. Pia! Oh, that feels great. Not sad to see that. Now we have a way to block his one dude while still like chipping away in the air. Assuming he doesn't hit a removal or something good. Like, this game could still go either way, but we have a Hazoret, so... Hazoret! Hazorets always feel good. We don't have any terrible draws in our deck right now. Which is fun. Yeah, they're done. They're like, yep, that's the bigger piece of candy. Alright, so we beat another red deck. That's something I don't often do with my red builds. But we have loaded up on sideboard hate for this one. I really think Rekindling Phoenix is almost as good as Hazoret, if not exactly as good as Hazoret. Could be wrong. I know this red deck's boring and I have to apologize. People don't like it, but I think it's pretty good right now, and I needed to play kind of a fast deck because I've got some IRL things today. I think we're going to keep this hand. This hand's kind of like a Hazoret, a Kari Zev, and a Prayer. I rate early interaction that highly. I'm pretty much not going to discard many hands that have Hazoret and, you know, like some number of lands in our opener. Those Hazoret and a Prayer can go a long way in this format. Somebody keeps saying no, no, no. I'm not exactly sure. Not exactly sure what I said to elicit that response, but thank you. No idea what I said to elicit that response. I don't know yet, Christian. Some things have come up around the house, but I'm certainly hoping. Please don't kill a little Hazoret that could. Oh god, that was great. I think I'm willing to throw in a braid on that. That's kind of weird. It gave me back priority instead of just pushing it to him like it was supposed to. I'm, uh, I'm going to abrade this for more than one reason. We get the card under it first. A, I don't think my braid's particularly good in this match. That's fun. He should have magma sprayed before I got the card under it, though. Seems like a misstep for him. This could be Whirler Virtuoso. It's Doomfall. Exiles a creature I control. Okay. You don't see Doomfalls real often in those decks. I think Doomfall's actually pretty good right now. I've had a lot of success with it. Hey, Mad Fatty, what's up, man? Why would you want to be a Mad Fatty? Why can't you be a Happy Fatty? I'm a Happy Fatty. Most days are great days when you're a Happy Fatty. Alright. Opponent played spells every turn of the game, but we played Hazoret, and Hazoret did Hazoret things. I think you're gonna see a lot more mid-range decks start incorporating this card. In general, versus the Grixis mid-range decks, which he showed us Glint plus the like Elvish Visionary type card. I'm just gonna assume he's a Grixis mid-range deck. But basically, versus those decks, I take out almost all of our early interaction. Generally cut a Hazoret because we're going to be bringing in all of these expensive cards. Cards that I like in this match, let's see what we're bringing in first. I like V's, and I like Pia's, and I want the extra land because of what I'm bringing in. So I have to take out one more card. Probably going to take out one Lightning Strike. Probably something similar to this. I kind of don't want these Lightning Strikes in the deck either. And that's what I'm like thinking about here, but we don't really have anything to take out for them. I'm taking out the Hazoret because we have 11 4+ drops. So while yes, Hazoret is absolutely amazing in this match, the odds of it attacking before like turn 6 or 7 are pretty low when you have this high of a curve and you have this extra land. So if it's not going to be attacking that early, this just gives you extra opportunities to draw one. But that's the reasoning behind taking out the Hazoret. Hey, thank you, Aggro Fiend, for the host. I highly appreciate it. So I'll keep. We have Beaumont Courier, which I think is insane in these matches. It's probably a little less good because we know that he has access to the Black Elvish Visionary or whatever. Do you have a link for it? I've not saw it. How do I check out your deck, Darth? I think we're just gonna go ahead and get the Elvish Visionary down. Get in another little attack. And then like reevaluate what we're gonna do next turn. 4 Crashers, 4 Beaumonts. Two. I think you're just trying to spot me for the other day, aren't you? Definitely going to kill that. Trying to decide which of these is better to play here. I think I'm just going to go ahead and play this one, because I think I would rather have the Beaumont Courier for later. Two settled a wreckage. I was right, you were trying to spot me. Man, those settled wreckages are going to be rough to cash. You might want to get some inspiring vantages in that deck. I really think this card's good. I really think people are going to incorporate it more and more into their builds. Like, I think that's a thing you're going to see quite often going forward. I'm pretty sure I'm just going to attack everything. I'm going to lose probably both Beaumonts, maybe one to a removal spell and one to a block, but he's got 5 cards in hand and we can't sit back here with our nothing or we're just going to lose anyway. Maybe that's wrong. What? So he's got Swelter the Sun, Sweltering Sun, I guess? We're getting sweepered, basically, if he's making that block and preventing an extra point of damage. Oh, it's Golden Demise. Well, that could have been worse. And by that could have been worse, I mean, if he untaps and plays Scarab God, we're going to go, you like my sound effects? Did I have a Scavenging Grounds, but like killing one of our lands to like stop part of a Scarab God seems like pretty bad. Yeah, this game is over. We had a chance if we did another land, but we did not. Yeah, those Dust Legions basically just lock this game down. Alright, so what do we want to do now? I don't think there's much we can do. I think we still have to have all of this to try to beat his late game. I don't think I can just have random things in to beat his early game. These are better versus Whirler Virtuoso, but I guess he's not showed us a Whirler Virtuoso in 2 games, but you can almost bet that he has them. I'm just going to run it back. And we have to get to our late. I found it funny that we failed on lands the one time we put the 24th land in, but our lands have been fine every other game. Alright, well we have to keep this. Here's the 60. Let's pop it up over here. While our opponent's mulliganing, let's bring it out so like YouTube can see what we're looking at. Master Tinker. That card's good. What about, okay, there it is. Saram's Expertise. What do you do? Number of tap creatures you control. That card's kind of interesting. Wait, why is my... Oh god. Make things better, deck. Where's it at? There it is. Scoot you on over here. I wonder if you could use the Radiant Destiny in a deck like that. Please no Magma Spray. Oh, yeah, it's a Nombo with Radiant Destiny. Fair enough. Yeah, no, the Zealots are great. Like I said, I think that's going to be a more and more common thing going forward, and I think people are going to realize that. I'm surprised that they haven't yet. My tools back up so I can actually see things. Wow, apparently I'm dropping a decent amount of frames today. I hope it's okay on your guys' end. Just plays World of Virtuoso and shuts us down. If he doesn't play World of Virtuoso, like I would have tack into like exile a creature I control. Don't hate that. 3-mana removal spell, yes please. I didn't. Wait. Did I miss Destiny? Did I just overlook Destiny when I was looking at it? Apparently I overlooked Destiny. Where the heck are they? Oh, down here at enchantments. Why did I think that last thing was lands? Wow. I did overlook the Destinies. I didn't see the Legion's Landings either. How did I not notice that Legion Landings wasn't in the deck? That seems really bad of me. No, I'm a fan. Yeah. No, that deck actually looks kind of cool. Would play. Might play someday. He actually popped that back up and save that list. I remember game day I got paired versus a list like that, and it actually did a lot of work. Please don't kill little homie. Exile a creature I control. I guess I have to exile this one. It's not even a question, is it? So, like, basically, like I was saying, you have to hit your 4 and 5 drops to beat decks like this. Obviously, his hand was, like, really, really bad. He didn't play a spell till turn 3. But those are the cards that you have to beat the Grixis matches. Which is why we run the full 4. Alright, so we're 1 out of 3 matches away from that pity chest. I like how our good friend Matt only worries about trophies, and I worry about those pity chests. I'm probably the least useful person in the world when it comes to like putting sideboards and things together because I don't read spoilers. I basically read when I read a spoiler, I just start like looking down the list and I ignore anything that doesn't look like it. Like if I read the first sentence and it don't sound like it could be something that goes in blue-white approach, I just move on to the next card. Because Bay. Blue-white approaches Bay. Blue-white approaches Bay. All the Bay. Blue-white approach, yay. It is Bay. Wonder what you would put in your sideboard. You'd have to put some like settled wreckages and stuff for people that are trying to race you. Probably some Forsakes, because I don't know, enchantments don't even seem like they'd be that good versus you, does it? What can you? Is there anything like Heroic Intervention in white? I have to keep this hand, but I'm going to have to hit more lands for it to have any hope. Having the second hazard, it's okay, but not something you typically want. And we'll go ahead and kill this now before he can pump it. 3-drop that I plan on sideboarding out in this match definitely isn't great. Well, at least we have removal spells for that. Cool, another non-land when all we wanted was lands this game. Or this match. I'm not sure what Sphinx's Decree is. You could have, like, Gideon Intervention for the approach decks. Maybe some Ixalan's Bindings or something. Well, that's not great. And we're just not going to draw lands. That's fine. Happens. We're not blocking anyway. So, this game's practically over. He could almost have... As long as like he doesn't have 7 lands in hand, there's just nothing we can do versus a draw like this when we don't have our lands. which is definitely unfortunate. Oh, but no, his hand was just great. Alright, well, the third Hazoret's not what we want. Third Hazoret's not what we want at all. Being good versus those two cards is fine, though. Because, like, Sweltering Suns is fairly popular. But anyway, so we're going to sideboard this match just like we sideboarded the last match. Versus the red-black match, not the last match that we played. We're going to take out some Crashers. We're going to take out some Lightning Strikes. Generally all I do in this match. I would take out Chandras if we had them, but we don't have Chandras. I may not should bring the Abrade in, I'm not sure. I think Abrade's better than Lightning Strike because I'm that fearful over Everspear Harvester, though. Lands, not lands. Alright, we'll keep it. Anything but a land goes on the bottom of our deck immediately. Top of our deck. The Soulscar Mage does not look good in this hand, but I think it's still good enough to have in the deck, and maybe it gets to attack for one. If nothing else, it can stop a Bowmon on turn 1, which is useful. Typically need some kind of removal spells in these matches, but we'll play what we got. Anytime you have a Hazoret, you have a prayer. So I like to call a Hazoret and a prayer. See what I did there? I made it funny. What would shut us down completely? Kari Zev would just shut us down completely. Hey, look what that is. Alright then. Well, that's unfortunate. But maybe we'll draw one of our removal spells at some point. We have only 4 that can kill that card, though. The big thing we want here is just an untapped land. That's not an untapped land at all. Sadly, I basically have to cast this Pia this turn to ever get this Hazoret active. So, like, I have to send this in to a very unprofitable trade. And by trade, I mean he can just do something like that. I'm surprised that he wants to, though. I figured he would, like, double block or something, because now he's just, like, playing into shock. He's, like, making one of my bad removal spells potentially useful. But that's fine. I expected a double block on this on the Pia last turn. We really need to hit our untapped land so Hazoret can come to town. That's how we win this game, if we can win this game at all. Oh, Hazoret, my Hazoret. It really sucks that we're not drawing land. It's kind of a weird attack. Let's see playing that makes that a good attack. Don't care about that. Well, this sucks. Don't really have much of an option, though. Like, this thing's gonna get to eat something for free, and I'm fine with that. I could have just attacked with this guy. Maybe that was the right play, just to attack with this guy. Yeah, this attack was terrible. It was absolutely terrible. Like, that attack was basically saying, please, please don't have it. If you have it, I lose. And spoiler, they had it into their own. And we wasn't beating that hand anyway, at least. So that's like some solace, even though this attack was absolutely horrendous. One of the worst attacks I could probably ever make. Hey Chris, you just showed up to literally watch me make probably the worst attack I've ever made. Yeah, I should have only attacked with this guy. Attacking with more than that guy was just wrong. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Not close to anything. Yeah, looks like we're dead. I have no idea what this could hit. Guess I'll kill this one. Still have no out. He only needs 3 turns to kill me. I have no out because I have no way to kill this. Oh no, I just made a boneheaded attack. I don't know if that game. Oh, that attack was terrible of me. I'm literally embarrassed that I attacked that badly. Absolutely embarrassed by it. This is the worst attack I've ever made on stream so far. And I've made a lot of misplays on stream. It's the actual worst, though. Don't even have an excuse. God, this hand is miserable. I'll keep. Another red deck, so the third red deck we played this today. I don't even know how to really beat the red decks. It's literally who draws better. Like, I was probably going to lose that last game regardless of my play mistake. The fact that I made one's not really that big of a deal to me. I mean, I'm pretty embarrassed by it, but... I guess I'm just going to play this one. So we can start attacking back. It's not too bad for me if he exerts. I wouldn't quite phrase it like that, but but I don't think it's twice as expensive. Isn't Phoenix cheaper than Chandra? And I cut Chandra's, so didn't the deck get cheaper? I think I technically made the deck cheaper. So this is gonna be real bad for us if he has like a second Crasher. Or a Hazoret. Or a Chandra. That's fun. As long as he doesn't get to tick up and kill Karizev, it's not the end of the world. If he gets to tick up and kill it, then it's obviously miserable for me. If he just has Hazoret, I don't know what we do. Legitimately don't know what the answer to him just having Hazoret is. To keep attacking though, because if he doesn't have anything, we're way ahead on the race here. He's got like land Hazoret though. We are a lot of SOL. Fanatical Firebrand's absolute boss right now. Because he gets to block and that. So like this card was a 1 mana fog. While he got to get in 4 damage. Depending on what his last card is though, this isn't the end of the world because we have an answer for the Crasher and getting back a 4/4 is not the end, not that bad. Alright, well he doesn't have Hazoret, so I guess that's fine. So we're down to 7 now. Lots of things kill us, but not a whole lot we can do about those lots of things killing us. Think we just have to attack for 4? And hope he bricks a turn or 2? If he draws Hazoret, the game's just over. That doesn't kill us. That doesn't actually change a whole lot. That was a good top deck. That was definitely a good top deck. Does anybody else think that Shock was a good top deck? So he never had Hazoret. And Chandra didn't really do much. Which is one of the reasons I've cut Chandra from our deck. I think there's just so many red decks running around. I think Chandra's actively bad in the red matches. Again, I bring these 8 cards in, and I take out these 8 cards, but I don't know if that's 100% correct. I'm starting to think maybe I need a couple Lightning Strikes post-board. I want more than just these as ways to answer Karizev. Like, Karizev's been a huge problem. I'm a big fan of the Phoenix, though. I don't know what I would cut for another Lightning Strike. Like, say I want 1 Lightning Strike. I don't know what I should cut. We'll try it for 1 Shock. Even though early interaction seems so good. Being able to cast multiple spells on 1 turn is so good. I don't know. It would have to be Phoenix. Let's try, I guess let's remove 1 Phoenix, see how it goes. This is really the only thing I think I can remove. I really like the Phoenix in this match. Maybe I should try for 3 Hazorets and 2 Phoenix? No. Hazoret's just too strong in this match. Yeah, this is a great hand on the draw. Or play. Not that great of a hand on the draw. Extra land. Not where we want to be. Hazoret's exactly where we want to be. So unless he's got something, this kind of shuts it down. But it's pretty easy for him to have something here. Like, I would expect him to have something between, removal spells, Kenras, and stuff. Like, it's pretty easy. Pretty common for him to have something in that spot. I'm just going to keep attacking. I don't think we're that far behind on the race as of yet. And we have a Hazoret. I don't know that he has a Hazoret, so I like still attacking. As soon as he untaps and plays a Hazoret right now, though, I'm gonna feel. I think that card is absolutely trash in this match. Like a 4-mana removal spell. Is that where you ever want to be? I mean, we beat it so easily. You just hold your Sunscar Mage or Desert. You can't have cards, friend. Yeah, I don't understand his play. Like, I don't even think Chandra's good. If you're playing Chandra, that means you're probably playing Glorybringer, and I don't even think Glorybringer is that good. I'm willing to block here because I want to prevent some damage when we don't have a removal spell at all yet. And we're getting the first attack to deal damage while we're playing another blocker, which I think is fine. It's the argument that I should have attacked for the extra 1 point, but I think I'd rather just block with it. We already have Earthshaker Kenra in our graveyard, so like, just preventing damage and trying to get to this Kenra is like where I want to be if we're racing. And if we're not racing, I'm already ahead because he's at 10. Well, that's a good one, of course. And that certainly changes things. So we have to find one of our braids now. That's not an Abrade. It is a massive amount of damage on the following turn, though. These sideboard cards are just so important. It's like frustrating. I think he made a million bad decisions, but he drew one sideboard card and he's like massively ahead in the match. So what can we do? Start with that. So we attack with everything. He just blocks here, takes 4, 5, 6, 7. Next turn he can attack for 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So we like can't even attack. We just attack with this little menace dude. That's all we can do. Yay, they drew a sideboard card. So now we are like really far behind, and we need to not draw an Abrade now. We need to draw a Everspear Harvester, I think. Or maybe a Crasher that's not in our deck. That's how swingy these matches are. That he can be that far behind and just like draw one sideboard card and it doesn't matter. And that's game, folks. That's not game. Because he cast this for some random reason. I don't know why he cast that instead of just presenting lethal. I mean, I don't have an out, so it's still game. Does he not realize these are 2 damage each? We can still draw Harvester the way he's played this game. That's not Harvester. Oh, maybe he'll cast another spell. I surely have to be dead now, right? Like, there's no way he's not just going to kill me with Hazoret. So yeah, we're dead. This attack doesn't come close to killing him. You can block like our 4 biggest things, so we deal what, 2 damage? He didn't block our 4 biggest, but I mean he could have. So the block he made lets Invigorating Rampage win, right? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, nope, it doesn't. But whatever. Like I said, we had no out there anyway. This card changed the match that much. It did 9 damage to me and gave him 6 life. I'm just going to run it back. And hopefully we don't lose to a guy that I think is making questionable plays. I don't think I did anything wrong that game. I'm not sure. I really think Chandra's terrible, by the way. I legitimately don't think Chandra's good enough for the deck, and primarily because I think it's so bad in this match. Yeah, there's going to be that 1 game out of 50 that it like runs away with a game or whatever, but for the most part, it's just a random 4-mana removal spell. And being mana efficient, in my opinion, is how you win these matches. Alright, we'll keep. This hand's absolute trash, but I don't think you can mulligan it when you have your lands and a couple removal spells. We die pretty hard to a Kenra here. Another land, exactly what we need. Hey, Siege, what's up? Alright, we'll kill this one. Maybe it'll be good enough. Who knows? He'll probably have his Abrade. We don't really have Hazoret anyway, so no. Cool. Super weird attack. That attack just confuses me. Could wait and try to life link after we pump with a Pia or something, but it's too high of a chance that he has Abrade. I'd rather gain 3 life as opposed to nothing. Because Chandra's defeat's really bad versus decks like Mardu vehicles, so you don't want to play a card that's only good in one match, and then like it's only even better than Magma Spray in this match versus exactly Earthshaker, versus exactly Karizev, or like the corner cases that you sometimes have a Soulscar Mage into a Hazoret, or a Soulscar Mage into Chandra's defeat. But for the most part, you play Magma Sprays because it's good versus the vehicle decks that are also maddeningly very popular. Yeah, I can't speak the Englishes, so. Alright, well. Probably a bad sign. He left 2 mana up and didn't play anything. So. Not thinking this isn't going to go well. Feel like he's going to have the Abrade. But. Maybe he doesn't. Who knows? Feel like he has one. He's played this game like he has one. Yeah, of course he has one. Feel like he had one the way he's played the game. So that's fun. Basically Hazoret or bust now. Oh, never mind. He's got a Hazoret, so we have no outs. The game is officially over. Nothing at all that we can do. Drawing our own Hazoret's not even enough now, because he's got more than double our life. Oh, right on time, friend. Alright, well, we've lost our second red deck in a row. Yeah, but you don't. The only other red decks in the format, there's like some Glorybringer decks and stuff like that, and you're a large favorite versus those decks anyway. You don't have to have extra sideboard cards to beat those decks. Like from my experience, this deck loses to exactly one deck, and that's the Mirror. Some people argue that it loses to tokens, but like I feel like it beats tokens. Some people argue that it can like lose to the blue-white Eternalized decks and stuff like that, which could be true, but like Chandra's defeat isn't good there. I mean, it could very well do something. I'm not saying it's bad, but you know, out of the popular decks are the red aggro decks, the Mardu decks, the blue-black chart decks, the blue-black control decks, the Grixis chart decks, the Grixis control decks, the green-white aggro decks, the green-white aggro decks, the green-red monster decks, and like the green-red aggro decks. Like this red deck only struggles in the Mirror. It like just beats all of those decks. All right, we'll keep. So that's the main reason that you don't want Chandra's defeats. Like, there's just not a red deck out there that you need it in, except for exactly the Mirror. And yeah, it would be good in the Mirror, but then you're not playing a card like Magma Spray, where like Magma Spray would come in Again, versus those popular matches, it's still going to come in the mirror. It's still going to be good in the mirror. But you're also going to get double duty, and you're going to be able to bring it in versus like the GPG decks. You're going to be able to bring it in versus the some of the red green monster decks, the ones that play aid like the 8 Kenra. You're going to be able to bring it in versus blue white ores. You're going to be able to bring it in versus Mardu vehicles. So like the magma spray can just come in versus so many more cards or decks. This is the big thing. And you don't really have room for both. Eh. Like I said, I'm not saying that to be fact, Warlow. I'm saying that to be my experience, right? Like that's the experience I've had with the deck. That could very well not be fact. I'm not saying that to be as a like a factual statement. I'm saying in my testing, these are my results. So like that's why I have that deck making decision. But regardless, I feel like you can only play one or the other of the two cards. You can't play them both, and the one's clearly going to be able to put in more decks. Like there's no question that you're going to be able to sideboard the magma spray in versus more what I feel is relevant decks. So I feel like the snake decks crush the red decks, but like I don't feel like there's a lot we can even do to fix this. I'm tempted just to get 3 brand new cards here. I'm like obscenely tempted to get 3 brand new cards here. Our hand's really bad. Like our hand was really, really bad. The braid's nice and all, like versus like a snake or something, but that's like the only time we would even want it. Yeah, it's like the one time you really don't want to be playing one of these decks. It's just gonna kill both of these, but putting the Kenra in our graveyard is not really that bad for us. But we can just put the Kenra in our graveyard ourselves for 3 life, or to deal 2 extra damage. Yeah, we had to play it anyway though to be able to attack really. Because I don't want to discard the Kenra unless I have to. Like there's some percentage chance that I'll keep like the Kenra for next turn or something. I don't think that chance is very high. Like, I'm probably discarding this Kenra. That way, in case we draw a land, we can buy it back. But I didn't want to be roped into that. And we would have had to do it pre-combat, which would have gave our opponent extra decisions. Or not extra decisions, extra options. Giving an opponent options always feels kind of bad to me. So I'll attack with both here and hope he doesn't have Blossoming Defense. It doesn't feel like a block that somebody that has Blossoming Defense makes. The hell? There's like a bug on me. Stop that bug. Don't eat me. I'm too big to be ate. You quit it, bug. Yeah, little sneaky bug trying to snack on old Sears. And this is 10 damage. He's not had Vraska's Contempt so far, so I feel like he probably still doesn't. Which is pretty good. We might have stole a game 1 versus a hard match. Yeah, we stole a game 1 versus a hard match. I got a feeling like if we wasn't on the play, we might not have won that match. Or game, sorry. We might not have won that game if we wasn't on the play. Anyway, versus the Sneaky Snake decks, I like to go big. I like to bring in the... I have a lot different experience than Matt does with his build of the deck. That being said, I've played a much different build of the deck than what Matt played. I struggle with red decks with my build, so like maybe I need to try his build, though I don't see how his build has Regal Caracal, but that's like the only big difference. But my issue with the red decks is on a the token decks. My issue with the token decks on a personal level, I think the token decks need to have 5 to 7 lands to truly operate. I feel like the blue-white approach decks and the Drakehaven decks also need 5 to 7 lands to truly operate. If the red matchup is as good as he says it is, the token decks might be worth exploring. But if it's even closer, say it's 65% red, I would rather be on either of the blue decks because the blue decks have so much more early cycling to help facilitate your draws. Like, that's the big thing that keeps drawing me back to blue-white Drakes and blue-white approach. Like, all these other go-long decks, like, how many games have you watched him where he's had, like, 4 lands in play and, like, really needed that 5th land, and he's, like, having to scry, and he's having to do this. Like, these blue-white decks don't have that happen that often. And that's the reason that I typically like those. Anyway, versus the snake decks, I like to go big. So I bring in all of our 4-drops, and I bring in these like random little 2-for-1 spells. The flying's not irrelevant, and you have to bring in the land. Cards that are bad versus the snake decks, the Crashers aren't particularly good because, one, attacking them on the ground's really hard, and beyond that, like, they have blossoming defenses and stuff. Earthshaker Kenras, again, aren't really great. The back end of it doesn't do as much as you would want it to do. And I typically dump 1 Hazoret. I'm actually going to bring in the Braid over a Karl Zev too, just because there's been a large number of them lately that have been playing Everspear Harvesters in the main deck. But basically, when you go big, it's easy to take. You can take out a Hazoret because A, the Hazoret's not attacking that often early anyway, and B, it gives you more draw steps to try to hit one. All right, we'll keep this hand. It's fine. And you take out the ground like can't blocky things because like those stuff cards aren't relevant in every game, and like the front end of Earthshaker's especially bad versus Winding Restrictor. Go ahead and yield to this trigger so we don't have to put up with it again. That's basically the reason we make those decisions. Shouldn't F6 because if he plays a snake, we're going to try to shock it on his turn. That's fine. If he's playing that, there's a good chance that he's going to like try to Rishkar it or something next turn. So I'm just going to go ahead and shoot that at it. Might find something better to do on our turn than play Dakari Zev, like a Pia or something. Or in this case, like a Beaumont. But basically, we might need the mana next turn, so I'm going to go ahead and do it then. We potentially gave up 1 point of damage, but it unlocked our mana for like Pias and extra 1-drops, etc. That Walking Ballista could just be a sign that he has a second Walking Ballista in his hand as well. Which my friends would suck. But no, I like the token decks in general. When I 0-3'd a league with tokens a while back, and again, like I said, my tokens lists were very different than his. Like, I'm on the, I was still on the shoot, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I was still on the Abzan plan. Maybe Vraska's just not good anymore. Maybe that was my big problem. The is pretty strong. If Approach picks up, it gets pretty hard to play as well, though. That card is a problem card, but um, what is the right play here? Do we turn this thing into a 1/1? It's good versus all to go large decks as well. So we can attack for 4. If we just attack with everything, we're going to deal 4, 5, between 5 and 7 damage. It's probably better just to attack with the Glorybringer twice. Like, we're not going to kill it this turn, so if we exert it, what would that be? 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And the best it could do is chump block, which he's not likely to do. Does 8 change anything? No, I'm fine with this. There's nothing in the graveyards that he needs to buy back, and I'd rather just threaten another 4 point of damage in the air. So he's going to 8 this turn. Which means another Glorybringer probably locks it up. We're in pretty good shape right now anyway if he doesn't have a Vraska's Contempt. Like, Vraska's Contempt's the one card that would be hard to beat. Not a lot, Colt. Just finishing up this league. We're currently in round 5. We are 2-2 so far. We've played versus 3 red decks. It's kind of funny. The last 3 days, I played versus decks where I wanted to get paired versus red decks. And I played versus 2 red decks in 5 rounds. And today I specifically didn't... 2 red decks in 15 rounds. And today I specifically didn't want to play versus red decks. And I played versus 3 and 5 rounds. Not really sure what they're thinking about here. They can't block this and they can't block this, and this blocks absolutely 3, so you just take this block. That was earlier in the season when I 5-0'd with Snakes. That was my assessment of it as well, Warlow. Like, I feel like you just need Scarab God in matches where you have to go over top of the other decks, and I felt like the green-black snake deck was already going over the top of every deck. So, like, I didn't feel like you needed to muddle up the mana. Obviously, Scarab God and Hazard are obviously the 2 most powerful cards in the format, and I'm not saying that they're not the most powerful cards in the format, but I'm saying it just felt like it didn't need it and could mess the mana up. Like, no, but I could just be wrong. I've also saw people splashing for Hadama's Reach in those decks, and like, I don't understand why you'd want Hadama's in those decks either. Like, Hadama again is a really cool card, but I already feel like I'm going over the top of people, so I don't need this card that takes work to activate. And if I was going to splash whatsoever, why don't I just play Scarab God that does not have to do work to activate? Like, Scarab God obviously is one of the most powerful things in the format, and it's ridiculously good when it's getting things out of the graveyard. But if you just play a 5/5, that like can just block every turn, like, that's relevant by itself in some matches, even if you can never buy anything back. Whereas like the Hadamas Climb is never relevant if you don't have things to go with it. So like, I just don't know why you wouldn't Scarab. Alright. So if he buys something back here, I feel really good. If he doesn't buy anything back here, I feel okay. He doesn't have double black, so that feels good. Alright, not concerned about that card. We have a Braid. And he's attacking, so that should just be game then. Destroy target artifact. Alright. So we got our pity chest. Unless my math is miserable, but I don't think my math can even be miserable here. Yeah, we lost versus 2 red decks. Like I said, I typically always lose to red decks. I'm not playing them right, or I'm not assessing them right. There's something going wrong with me playing the red deck mirrors, and I don't exactly know what that is. But yeah, this is the deck that we tried today. The Phoenixes felt pretty good when we drew them. Moment of Craving is really, really nice. I've not played Black-Green in a while. The last Black-Green, I don't even know if I have a... I think these were the last 2 builds I played, but like they obviously need updated at this point. I think this was the one I played at the beginning of the season when I 5-0'd early, but like I quickly realized this card was very bad. I actually believe that you want 4 Vraska's Contempts before the first Ravenous Chupacabra. The Blossoming Defenses kind of underperformed. Then I tried this build, which was a little bit bigger, but like I don't know if you need to go all the way up here, and like these Zephyr Spear Harvesters just played really weirdly in the deck. I don't know. I've tried a few builds. I still like Black-Green. I saw Paul Ritzel 5-0'd with a Black-Green list the other day that I really want to try. But I've not tried it yet. So hopefully we'll hit something decent out of the OPD chest. We did not, but that's fine. Nobody cares. In fact, I never even saw this card, yet I played the crap out of that set. That's not the worst thing, I guess. Alright, well, anyway, back to the red deck. The deck felt fine. I still don't know how to beat the mirrors. I don't know whether it's a play thing, a luck thing, or what, but like, I just do not beat mirrors. I have not played Mardu recently. I've only played Mardu 1 time total since the bans, and the list I played seemed quite terrible. It just didn't have enough early interaction in it for me, so like we abandoned it pretty quickly. I don't think there's anything I would change in this list going into the next league. Maybe I would. We brought Disabray in a lot. Maybe it's better main deck than one Lightning Strike, but that seems insane. Yeah, if I was going to play another league today, I'd probably run this 75 back. I usually like to change some cards and like, but the deck didn't really feel like it struggled versus anything other than the mirrors, and I don't know how you beat the mirrors. Like, I don't think Dual Shot's good enough. Yeah, there's those games that like Dual Shot will kill like a Beaumont and an Earthshaker Kenra, or like let you trade your Pia up into one of their Kari Zebs while killing one side of these, but like I don't know if that stuff happens enough. And we're already maxed out on 4 Braids post board, so like I don't think we can really get that much better versus Zephyr Spear Harvester. Maybe we can play the 4th Harvester, but like Harvester's not even that great when they draw their Braids. Like sometimes it just like puts you really far behind if it gets abraded. I truly do not know how to fix this match. I wish I knew how to fix the mirror. Some people have told me like the black based decks that splash for red are how you beat the mirror, and some other people have told me the red. Some people have told me like I'm sure I have one around here somewhere. Apparently I do not have one. I must have not liked the deck. But some people have told me the red that splashes black and you have unlicensed disintegrations and stuff is how you beat Dimir. But in my experience, just none of that's ever helped me really beat Dimir. Like, I still just lose to Dimir. Anyway, so we're going to host Pete Ward, and I'm going to go try to find some kind of dinner or something. Thank you guys all for coming out, and have a lovely day. Thank you so much, guys, for doing the watchings. Appreciate it. I don't know if I missed any follows while I was rambling. My tool apparently is not working today. But anyway, take care, everybody, and thank you for stopping by.